when you say love is given what?
A condition.
Listen, give and take. That takes the grandeur of the overall picture of what love really what?
Yes.
And reduces it. Because love is not, listen, real love is not give and what?
Take.
Real love is give. Because the act which is guaranteed to succeed, and you have to know, love succeeds every
time.
The act that's guaranteed to succeed is the act that contains the very least of what? Self. So if you go in loving, not saying that you don't love you, because you would have to love you what? First. But if you go in, listen, having established that you love yourself first before doing what you can to love somebody what?
Yes.
Once that, listen, has its foundation, the foundation is firm, and the house of self-love and respect is built solid, then and only then, listen, can you then go into love with your head held what? Not falling into it. Walking into it knowing exactly what you're what?
Getting into.
Doing. A relationship is only afforded to you for you to have the means.
To learn.
Listen. To measure your what?
So.
Listen. Because you must come in contact, listen, with everything you are what? Not, in order to know what you really what? Okay? So a relationship is only afforded to you by the heavens for you to have an opportunity to best get to know thy what? Self. And our people get into relationships for all the wrong what?
Reasons,
Watch. I was looking for someone. Yeah, but were you looking for you?
Wanted some TLC.
Watch. I was lonely.
Yeah.
I wanted to get my freak on. Watch. But, and the worst one of all is because I fell into what?
Love.
And then you wondered why at the end of that you ended up what? Hurt. Because you can't fall and not experience pain. It's inevitable. But if you don't fall into love and you walk into love, a love ready relationship. The root word is to relate. And the question then becomes, ready, to who? And many will say, to my significant what? Other. No such thing unless you are a significant in what? Carnate. And then your significant other is your reflection in the mirror.
I see what you're saying.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
There's no such thing as a significant, other. None whatsoever, unless you are a significant reincarnate looking in the mirror. That's your significant what? Other. You understand what I'm saying? There ain't no such thing as a significant what? Other. People keep saying, I'm looking for my soul what?
Me. Yeah, that's...
Understand this, nigga. the soul comes from the source.
So
The bosom, listen, the bosom of the most what? Because you have what? Mm-hmm. Nasut, Malakut, and Laput. Now listen to me, nigga. What is Laput?
Dark is true. I mean, no? That means,
okay.
I don't know.
What is Nasut?
Nasut is, I don't know.
The physical
plane.
What is Malakut?
Planes.
The rain, listen, the realm of the angelic what?
Beings, yeah.
Malaika. You follow me?
I'm following you.
What? Where you get your muklasina, what? Your malaika. You have different degrees of what? Angels.
Mm-hmm.
Because angelic merely means angelos, what? Messenger. And the messenger is only as powerful as the message that being what? Carries. Yeah. Which doesn't come from the messenger. It comes from the source. So, soulmate. Bullshit. Because your soulmate, listen, is you. You see?
No, so.
What? No, nigga. You have made it with the physical what? Body. You have made it with your spiritual what? Body. You. Yeah. The spirit is what moves the what? Yeah. Body. The soul is the seat of your consciousness that goes off like an alarm clock when you're doing something you know you ain't got no what? Business. So, the one who, listen, understands that when the alarm clock goes off, they don't reach over to turn it what?
Back on.
Off. Because each time they turn it off to allow them to do whatever it is that they know they ain't got no what? Business. Unbeknown to the soul, when the next time you do something wrong, it will not go off as loud. And if you keep reaching over, turning it what? Off, it won't go off no what? No more. And you have just become a part of the walking what? Dead. Now, so, the intellectual etheric being who is in a state of contemplation to this. Why? Because it depends upon how valuable is it what? To you. Yeah.
Very, very valuable.
Listen, I'm not asking you the question. Know that I'm not speaking in private terms. I'm speaking in general what? Terms. First of all, in an army, who has a higher rank? A private or a what?
General.
So never do I speak in private what?
Terms.
I'm not talking only to you. You follow me?
Yes.
I'm talking in reference to us what? All. Mm-hmm. Okay? Mm-hmm. So there's no such thing as a soul what? Mate. Because your soul has already made it with your mind and what? Body and spirit. That it cannot as long as it stays alive, get divorced what? From. Until the ride is what?
Over.
Like I told you, sex is an imperfect act. Why? Because you need someone else to feel ready, whole. And is that a truth or is that an illusion?
It is the truth. It's the truth.
It's an illusion. Because hormones is what makes you look at the curve of the butt and become moved. Now watch. Because we were involved in the genetic breeding process in the garden in what? Eden. We was giving everyone a greater sense of compassion in order to deal with the reptilian portion of the brain that had found its way into you all by the rape of the Lulu Amanu by the Nephilims. We knew that in order to breed that out of you, you would have to have a greater sense of, ready, compassion. Because you only had a Y chromosome as a male, and she only had a X before your garden in Eden. Okay, you understand? That's when you went from watch, because while we were involved in the Homo sapien what?
Project.
Astral Command was involved in the homosexual project. Why? Because they were after what?
Fertility.
Our what?
Fertility.
And in order to get that, they know the rules, the three basic rules of alchemy, which are that which is not must be presented what? First. Anything that stands in representation of the thing
is that thing.
Is indeed a thing. And the smallest things
carry the most weight.
Stop saying weight. Power.
Power, okay.
Because you have to teach it exactly how it is taught to what? You. The order does not say weight.
Okay.
The smallest things carry the most what? Power. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, in their being, driven to get our what? Fertility, they had to create the most unfertile act ever imaginable. Because that which is not must be created what? First. If they want it hot, they have to produce cold. In order for hot to come and be comprehensible. Not just to everyone else, but to them what? Selves. In order to know hot, they would have to present what? Cold. So that when hot arrived, they would know it was there. You follow that? So again, why the bunny rabbit at Easter? Nobody can see that Easter is another way of saying Ashtar. Why the bunny rabbit at what? Easter. Only an alchemist could see the alchemical formula. But because you all were, Nuwapians, which is what Pops, was what? Not. Though the science of Nuwapu is incorporated into the science of what? Alchemy. Because alchemy is the science that houses all what? Sciences. Okay, are you understanding me? As an alchemist, him knowing the precepts of alchemy, what makes Baba such a profound alchemist, as so also what makes Tahuti such a profound alchemist, and my self such a profound alchemist, is that once you learn basic alchemy, you then add your own creative spin. That's when you personalize the science. You, listen, wrap your mind around it. You own it. It's yours now. Because you pay very close attention to the master teacher or master alchemist, who you as an apprentice are being afforded opportunity to learn from. Because nigga, everything ain't for
everybody.
And out of 144,000 beings times 3, there will only be, listen, 6 other alchemists and me. Okay, you understand that?
I understand.
Though those other beings will be Nuwapians, Vulcans, Meldekians also. Nuwapo is another way of saying logic. And the Vulcan moves off of, ready? Logic. To not do so would make it illogical.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah. Like seeing so many flashes of the elements, all around me. Like love. Love would be, a lot of people have lithium imbalances, and that's what makes them crazy, or, you know what I mean?
Without question, and that's why they have mental, health institutions which compensate for chemical imbalances in the human body vessel. Look at the human body as what it is, a car. You have to put oil in your car. You have to check its fluids. You have to see to it that it has gasoline in order for it to move. You have 2 tanks in the human body vessel. Everything you do takes an energy to get it done. Yeah. If you get up to go to the bathroom, you are burning the body's gas or lean in order to get which comes through, listen, and I'll show you something. When does the body refuel its energy?
I would say eating, but
bingo.
Okay.
Eating and
fasting.
You don't refuel your energy fasting. You deplete energy Physical energy escapes you fasting. Because if you are pushing, listen, the gas pedal, watch now, excessively, and not going to the gas
station,
the tank runs
runs out.
Or runs low. And then you have to pull from your auxiliary tank, which is called the fatty ready tissue. You follow me?
I follow.
If you are walking around like people who are obese or who have a gut, is because they don't understand the science of the car that they what? Drive. You, watch now, should want to reduce the body fat, but not take away the muscle what?
Tone.
Mass. How do you do that? Then becomes the question. Well, when you go to sleep at night, if you eat before you go to what?
Sleep.
You go to sleep with a full what?
Stomach.
Tank.
Yeah.
And when you wake up in the morning, you're what? Hungry. So where did the gas what? Go? Because you didn't get up to go nowhere but to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. You didn't expend that much gas or what?
Yes,
lean.
Wow.
The gas went to the auxiliary what?
Yeah.
Called the fatty what?
Tissue.
So if you want to reduce body fat, go to bed hungry and wake up and do a 20-minute what? Cardio. Take the car from 0 to 150 for 20 what?
Minutes.
Every what? Morning. As soon as you wake up, get up and start what? Moving very what? Fast. Because then you are moving the body not by gasoline in the main tank, but by gasoline in the reserved what?
Tank.
Which is the fatty what? Tissue. You got a lot of motherfuckers walking around with a bag of groceries on their body. Literally. You follow me?
Yeah. Shit is fan, but they gonna...
And you can't even see the muscle, what? Mass. Because the fatty tissue has overwhelmed the muscle, what?
Right.
Where you don't even see the cuts of the body's, form. Now, if you start looking at the body like it what? Really what? Is, which is a car. Listen now. And remembering the reserve and the main tank when it is full and when it is what?
None.
You will understand that out here, you are not living in a controlled, ready environment. When you go to the penitentiary, you're living in a controlled what?
Environment.
What are the two predominant materials that make up the penitentiary?
Iron and concrete.
Bingo. When does the body recharge its what?
Battery.
Fuel.
Sleeping. When you sleep, yeah.
And eating. I would often say, couldn't the bunk beds have been made of wood? Couldn't, the tables in the child hall been made of wood? We've oftentimes seen wooden picnic what?
Tables. Yeah.
But in the penitentiary, the table in the child hall is not made of what? It's fashioned like a picnic what? Table, but it's made of steel. And if they are security conscious, which could you make a more effective weapon with? Steel or wood?
Steel.
So why are they putting you on a metal bunk bed that has springs underneath, like you can pull your mattress back and take one of those springs what?
Yeah.
Straighten it out, and that becomes your jailhouse what? Knife.
Yeah.
if they are security conscious, then why are they putting you on metal bunk beds? And the only other time, watch now, first off, when you eat, you are putting gasoline in the car. When you sit on the toilet and defecate, you are releasing waste product from the gas what? The gasoline. Right?
Yeah.
Now what? And the bowels what?
Yeah.
Open. The only place in society that they have a toilet stool made of pure metal without a seat covering is in the penitentiary, jail, or at rest stops on highways. And they call them rest what?
Areas.
Now watch this. And everybody's living their life on the tick and the what?
Time.
Forgetting that there's a rest that exists in but what?
In between.
And it's in the rest that you will find the rest of it. So, you look at the human body, what? Vessel. You know it's 3/4 what?
Water.
Which is the conductor of what?
Electricity.
And everything you do takes an energy to make your car what? And the electrical current that's running up the spinal column would be like the spark what?
Spark plug. Well, is that right?
In a car.
Okay.
You follow me? Which is doing more than producing, ready, a spark. It's producing, ready, a current that moves from the base of the spinal column into the brain. Without that current, you're dead. If the current moves too slow, not having enough wattage, amperage, and voltage, you're mentally what?
Yeah.
Retarded. People who are mentally retarded are only that because of the electrical current not having enough amperage, wattage, and what?
Voltage. Yeah.
That's what Mangaloism what? Comes from. Down what?
Oh, syndrome.
Syndrome.
Yeah.
Down. Syndrome. The wattage, amperage, and voltage are down in the, listen, level. Now, I told you they're preparing a special wonton soup for Nubians. They're reducing the water in our bodies down to its purest what? How? Let me explain. They found out when David Hudson reintroduced the manna, the monoatomic what? Minerals.
Yeah.
The white powder what? Gold. To society, that it was the cure to every known disease. Including what? AIDS. Because every disease comes through a dis-ease.
Yeah.
And the dis-ease is occurring by virtue of the fact the electrical current of the spinal column, listen, is not moving with enough wattage, amperage, and what? Voltage. Everything that man is ailing from physically, the way you heal it is like this. Turn around. Look at the spinal column like an organ in a church. One level of keys, another level of keys, and another level of what?
Keys.
What I'm doing is I'm going down to your lower level of what? Keys. Along the what? Spinal what? Everything goes from the spinal column through a nervous system that is the body's wiring. Okay, are you understanding me? Its functioning appropriately depends upon appropriate electrical dispersion throughout the body, throughout the mechanism.
Electrolytes.
Now watch. What is acupuncture? Guess who invented it? Tahuti.
It's amazing.
What is acupuncture?
It's like alchemy. Small.
It's where they take small metal what? Rods and place them in certain places in the body depending upon the ailment and where it what? Exists. Because the small metal rods, listen, are turning the current by the metal rod becomes a pole that redirects the electrical what? Current. If you are ailing in one part of the body, it's only because electrical current is not being properly dispersed what? So everything that you want to heal, all you have to do is get the person to lay what? And then go from the base of the spine up to the neck, searching out the key where the ailment what? Exists. Meaning, nigga, when you touch it, the person will go. You see? They'll respond. Listen, they'll what? Respond. Because it's where that key and the wiring that, see, first off, nigga, I can touch those keys in your spinal column and you will feel it in your finger. You'll feel it in your nose. You'll feel it in your toe. Depending upon what key I'm what? Touching. Because what I do by touching the key is I stop the electrical current from going through those, wiring placements. Do you know how electricity is put through a house?
Yes.
You have the source of what? It's what? Power. That you run through the walls, right? Listen, that develop outlets, fixtures, that then have switches, turning the current on and the current what? Oh. Directing the current to, different places at your soul desire. You see what I'm saying? Proper disbursement of the electrical what? Current. Through the house is what enables you to turn the light on in the kitchen and turn the light off in the what? Bathroom. right? You being the master of your what? House. Have full right to turn the lights on or off where you so see what?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
So ailment is only happening because you, listen, can't touch your spinal what? Column.
Yeah.
And your chakras, in most people, are not properly aligned. People don't know how to properly align their what?
Chakras.
Which are the seats of power, which is, listen, generating the what? Electricity. Now let me explain how you properly align your what?
Chakras. You
don't have to sit in a full lotus or even a half what?
Lotus.
Lotuses, the sitting in a lotus is painful.
Yeah, it is.
Nigga, that shit hurts. You have to, listen, build the body to be able to do that and not experience what? Pain. You see what I'm saying? Through yoga. And who the fuck wants to become a contortionist?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, you understand what I'm trying to say? Now, so, all you have to do is sit the pyramid.
Sit the pyramid.
Anytime you sit Indian style, you have formed a what? Pyramid. Fire in the what?
Fire in the middle.
Listen. In the human body vessel, the fire in the middle is the electrical current that's running up the spinal what? Which should give you some sort of insight into how the pyramids were what?
Built.
You know it means fire in the what?
Fire in the middle, yeah.
So, if there's a fire in the middle, it has to be being generated by something.
Yeah.
Now, monoatomics, what it does is to move the body from being a mere conductor of what?
Electricity.
To a superconductor of electricity. It turns the, listen, wattage, amperage, listen, and voltage what? Up. When you put it in the body, what you have is, watch, gold clusters that will formulate around the, listen, electrons in your, listen, blood system. Okay? And then the body is reproducing plasma. Right?
Right.
So once the monoatomic goes through the system in one circular what? Cycle, it's in you, nigga. It will keep reproducing itself along with the other red and white what? Corpuscles.
Can I ask you something about
what?
implants? Now, what about implants and, like metal plates and screws and stuff? Will that throw off that?
Without question, because in the penitentiary, the reason why the beds are made of metal is because they're grounding you what?
Yeah, they're grounding you out.
They're grounding you out. Okay? Now, if they're grounding you out, then that means they're tying you to the physical what?
World.
And to communicate with the etheric what?
World.
Takes an energy to be able to what?
To do.
So, our brothers and sisters who are in the penitentiary, if you hear this show, I'm telling you now, pray out what? Side when you're in the penitentiary. It will turn the volume of your prayer up. Because the concrete will be draining your what? Energy. And the metal will be grounding you what? Out.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to pray in the what? Cell. No, nigga. Mm-hmm. Go outside in the yard and what?
Pray.
Take your shoes off and put your feet in the what? Grass. And you will connect, ready, with the source that the more unimpeded, without blockage. Now watch. Soulmates. You have the physical plane. You have the etheric plane. And then you have, listen, the plane which is called the bosom of Anu. You follow this?
I'm following.
In other words, it's the source from which everything what? Comes. Okay, now watch. You will say that you have a significant what? By the mere fact you don't feel whole, because it is a natural instinct to go in search of, listen, that which you are what? Not. Not because of opposites what? Attracting, but because the natural instinct that is incorporated into your existence, coming from your DNA and RNA what? Strands, from the time you are born, ignites, listen, the journey for knowledge of what? Okay, you understand that? Which is naturally what? Occurring. You see? Once the mind gets where it can hold and produce, ready, thought. 3 months, 3 years, and 3 days what? Old. Your journey has what? Begun. You are on a short path, a long journey on a short what?
Path.
Or a short journey on a long what? But either way, watch this, you're going. Right? And you're going whether you like it or not, naturally. Now, what made fiber optic so grand?
The ability to push more bandwidth through medium.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fiber optic is what gave you, listen, the internet. It was able to push, listen, more information through. That's when light was first bent. Because white light travels a straight what? While color is the only thing, listen, that, listen now, doesn't travel a straight what? So how did they bend what? Light. With the development of fiber optic. I'll tell you how. With hue.
inject a lot of his dummy must.
See, because computers run because of fiber what?
Nothing.
And the only way they're able to do it is because white light then became tinted. Are you understanding me? Like when you see Pops dressed in, listen, customary garb as Yanun, you will see him in a white jalabil that has a green ready tint. He's not, listen, neon green, dressed in neon green jalabil. The white has a green what? Ready? Tint. Now, though in a computer, listen now, it is not a green tint. Listen, depending upon what is being asked of the computer determines the tint that flows with the white what?
White light. Yeah.
That you call, ready, electricity. Because again, what is a star?
It's a ball of mostly hydrogen.
A small, ready, sun.
Yeah.
It's made up of the substance that a sun, that our sun is made up what? Of. Okay? Which comes through sun flares. Explosions every time the sun is turning from H1 to H what?
2. Yeah, bunch of useless solar effects.
Okay, are you understanding so far? Now watch. So, these stars are small what?
Suns.
And you have a sun in your what? Chest. Made up of the exact same, ready, substance that the sun in the sky is what? Listen. Creating, listen, H1 and H what? 2. But driven by the chemical called, ready, oxygen.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to give you a hint on how to answer that question. Fire needs the chemical oxygen to what?
Burn.
Your sun is burning continuously, but there is no oxygen in what?
In the stars.
In space.
Oh.
Right?
Very little. Very, very little. Very little.
Wrong. You didn't hear me. Wrong.
Okay. I see.
See, what I'm doing is I gave you a hint on how to answer the what?
Question.
But I don't want to answer it on this show because then everybody will what?
No.
And then to ask it at the AEO will be fruitless because they would have learned it on the what?
On the show.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll answer it and then develop 2 more questions along with the other one that I already have. It's nothing to what? That's not hard at what?
No.
To develop a question that I know they won't have what? Answers to. You follow me? Now what? Just the same way I developed this one. Now watch. if there is no oxygen in space and fire needs oxygen to burn, how is the sun burning? Because scientifically, it should not be burning at what? Because there is no what?
No oxygen.
Oxygen. Right? Mm-hmm. Wrong. There's plenty of oxygen in what? Space. Yeah, okay. No. Out there what? Also. Your scientists have yet to discover that what they're calling a no oxygen situation is oxygen superly condensed.
Wow.
Which creates, listen, the appearance of no what?
No oxygen.
But if it is condensed what? Oxygen, like if you have concentrated orange juice. You get 1 can, you put it in there, you add 4 cans of what? Water. That becomes a quart of what? Orange juice. Because the orange juice is ready, condensed. Right?
Right.
So if you have oxygen condensed, not just condensed because of a no gravity situation, it takes oxygen and pushes its molecules what?
Close.
Together.
Yeah, I got you.
Listen. That's what makes the sun, listen, and its flares so combustible. Because helium burning is what causes, listen, hydrogen to be what?
Reignited.
Because it has to reach a certain degree, temperature. Okay, you understanding me?
Yes.
How is it, listen, in spontaneous combustion of the human body, listen, that fire burns burns much hotter than normal fire? Because in spontaneous combustion, it burns everything. Bones, teeth, every what?
Everything.
Which means that fire is burning super what?
Super hot, yeah.
What causes spontaneous combustion? Your scientists at Princeton, Harvard, and Yale, just like they don't know what's causing the aurora what? Borealis. I've answered those things long what? Time ago. What causes spontaneous combustion? Okay. The car, you have to check its what? Fluids.
Yeah.
Right? Now watch. What determines hair texture?
Keratin or something?
Hair texture.
Oh, texture, I'm tripping. Yeah, the skin color, right?
What is the chemical that determines hair texture? White folks have the lowest degree of it, to the point that they have to jump out of airplanes, bungee jump, and things of that nature in order to feel alive. Because their hair texture is 6 what?
Okay.
So what chemical determines hair texture. You just said it.
Ether.
Ether.
Okay.
Ether is highly what?
Flammable. Explosive, yeah.
Now listen. You have 6 ether, which is the lowest amount of ether that a human body vessel can carry without it being what? Dead. Mm-hmm. You understand?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Which will burn a pure white what? Light. Okay, are you understanding me?
I understand that.
Now watch. 7 ether you call wavy. 8 ether you call curly. 9 ether you call kinky. Or they call kinky. Now watch. But when the body experiences, watch, a chemical, ready, imbalance through improper dispersion of electrical what? Current. Mm-hmm. A person can go from what? 6 ether, 7 ether, 8 ether, 9 ether, 10 ether, 12 ether, 13 ether, boom! Because of one spark. Listen. And what's going on in the human body is the same thing that's going on out in what? Space. Oxygen becomes condensed inside the human what?
You said it becomes dense.
Condensed inside the human body what? Vessel.
Yeah.
If you have oxygen that's this much, reduced down to look this much, when it's released it will go, right? Picture a water fountain in the bathroom dripping. Bloop, bloop, bloop. You go in and you put your finger under it. What happens?
It stops for a second until it builds up pressure.
And then it will go. That's condensed oxygen becoming uncondensed. Very, very what? Quickly. Yeah. Which, listen, is part of the element that causes such a large, ready, bang. You see? Because you have the fuel source, hydrogen or helium. And is there hydrogen and helium in the human body vessel?
Yes. Small amount.
Right. But hydrogen and helium is extremely, ready, flammable. Right?
Well, I don't know about helium. I know hydrogen.
Come on, nigga. The first,
I don't know.
Listen, balloon.
Yeah, there was a hydrogen.
Right. It was called the what? Hindenburger. That shit caught on fire and burned like a motherfucker, didn't it?
It sure did.
Right?
Yeah.
And what causes your voice to go when you put helium in?
That's that, helium, nitrogen.
Helium causes oxygen to condensify. That's what causes, listen, your voice to change. You understand? Because the oxygen you're putting in your mouth from the helium balloon, listen, is condensed by virtue of the fact that you add helium what? To it. Water is 2 oxygen, H2 what? H2. 2 helium, listen, atoms with 1 oxygen, what? Atom. Right?
2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen.
Now, what they don't tell you is that in your oxygen is a small amount of ready water.
Inside oxygen. Wow.
Because oxygen on the periodical chart is a what?
It is,
what is its symbol?
Oh, it's an O.
A cipher.
That holds things.
Now listen, there's both pregnant and what? Empty.
Wow.
Okay? If it is empty, it has room to carry every element. Listen, on the periodical chart, within its what? Ready? Center.
Oh, can it? Hold on. See,
in the center of the cipher exists the knowledge of all what?
All things. Well, oh, wow. Noon was
the black what? Ready? Dot.
Okay. Because elements 2 through 8 are, noon, net, head, ket, amun, net.
What I'm saying to you is the black what? Dot. Black is every color at the same what?
Time.
Colors produced through what?
I won't say frequency.
I just told you. Vibration.
Vibrations.
That becomes sound, that becomes frequency, because vibration sped up is frequency. That produces a high pitched what? Sound, because it is, listen, moving, and in its movement it is touching, listen, space. That causes the what? Ready? Friction. That produces a what? Sound. That produces, listen, color. Because from the friction comes, ready, fire. And fire, color is just another form of what? Ready? Fire. Okay, you understand what I'm trying to say?
I understand, yeah. Can you use the colors?
Only another form of what? Fire. Which is being produced through, listen, heat that's coming from friction, that comes from sound. Okay? Now watch. But if sound is not carrying color, listen now, it will never have the speed of darkness. Because when you go so fast, where you produce, watch, blue, yellow, green, orange, red, purple, violet, every color of the what?
Rainbow.
Then you start to go past the rainbow. You will then go to, because when you get to 9 density, that's when you have produced every color of the what?
Rainbow.
When you get to 10 density, colors disappear. Because you go back to the cipher.
Right.
Listen, and right before they will appear, you have hue, tint. Where the white light is no longer pure white what?
Right.
You see what I'm trying to say? That's what started them on their highway of what? Information. Artificial what? Intelligence. It wasn't color, because color would have given them, not artificial intelligence, intelligence. They would have reproduced the human what?
Mind.
Which is what I'm about to what?
Do.
With Windows what? Symbols. Want to know how and why? I told you that Miko and I were the scientists who created the cars you are now what? Right. Driving. Yeah. Didn't I tell you that?
Key line park.
That's what I told the nigga.
Yeah.
And he did what?
Man.
He didn't listen.
Sure,
now look at me. Look at me. How do you think I'm going to be able to do it? Because I know exactly how the human brain is what?
Right.
And working. Because it's working the same way the pyramids what?
Work, yeah. And there's your brain can hold 1 quadrillion bits.
And listen, nigga, zeros, I told you, how do you line up the chakras? I said you could take your auditorium from here. What did I tell you? Down to
your anus.
Your roots what?
Chakra. Still trying to see how that.
Because all you got to do is take your consciousness and find true what? Center. The way you do that is you straighten the back and you send your auditorium all the way down to where it sits right over your anus. You follow me? When you get there, nigga, look at me. Picture a pinwheel. You know what a pinwheel is?
Yes.
Remember when you look here, you can blow them there? Yeah. Go like that?
Mm-hmm.
About the size of a 50 what? Cent piece. That's your roots what? Chakra. You spin it to the left by doing this. Look. You take 3 deep breaths and on your, listen, third one, listen. First of all, when you taking your deep breaths, right? Mm-hmm. On your third one, you hold it. And you spin the chakra. Where it's going to go. And it has a small pinhole in its center. And you push what? Up. Until you get to your next what? Chakra. Mm-hmm. When you get there, you don't go. Because if you do, you'll go all the way back what?
Right down.
Your entire auditorium will go. That's that screen, right? Mm-hmm. You got to see this shit in your mind. You spinning your what? Chakra. And when you hold your breath, you will then go up to the next seat and you do this to keep from going all the way down. What? Because now you're going, instead of going, you go. Because breathing is what aligns your what? Proper breathing is the way you will properly align your what?
Chakras.
Because there's a tiny pinhole that's sending, listen, the electrical what?
Current.
So you spin it. And when it turns what? On, it will stay what? On. And then you push what? Up. Your auditorium, you push it what? Up. Through that pin what? Then when it gets to the next level, to keep from going down, you go. Right? You take 3 deep breaths, right? when you get to, watch, you go from the root chakra to right near your navel, but on your spinal column. That's 2. The next one is your heart's what? Chakra. The heart chakra is not on the back of the spinal what? It's on the front of the spinal what? You gotta go around, and it don't sit like this. It goes 1, 2, you go up, and then you go around to the front of the spinal column, and you spin it, listen, to the left, whoop, but it's not horizontal, it's straight up like this. You understand?
Yeah.
So it's like taking, say this is the 50-cent piece. One chakra, next chakra, watch, the heart chakra. Okay, this is the back. You're facing that way. Root chakra, next chakra, up, and then you go around the spinal column, and you place the 50-cent piece here. Okay? You understand what I'm telling you?
This way, you go around this. I'm sorry. Just
it will. You come from the left.
Okay. Right.
You go around to the front of your spinal what?
Got it.
Which will feel like it's in your what? Chest. You follow me? Because you're activating the solar what?
Plexus.
Okay? By, you got 2 chakras rolling, right? And you're breathing. You're giving oxygen to the what? Equation. You go around, whoop, then you spin the what? Heart chakra to the what? Left. Whoop. Now watch. Does it stop there?
No.
No. Because the heart chakra, listen, is like this. You spin it to the left, then you take the center portion and you pluck it to the what? So this is going like this. Then the other part is going like this. You understand what I'm telling you?
No.
Then, watch. This going this way. This going this way. You then have another. See, what makes it different from y'all, me different from y'all, is I also have chakras here, 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 and here. That are all activated by my heart's what?
Chakra. Wow.
Okay? So cool. It's like I'm driving a Lamborghini.
Yeah, Bugatti.
And you all are driving
no.
just regular domestic vehicles.
F-250.
Okay? So, watch. This way, pluck that. This way. Now your heart chakra is turned what? On. Mine goes like this. This way, that way. Watch. This way.
Like it's the whole thing.
No, nigga. No. There's a whole nother wheel that's going catacorner like this. And then the other one's going like this. So I got this going, that going. Watch. Like, X is over. Okay, you got a circle.
Yeah, I can do that.
And then you got an X like this. That's 2 separate what? circles. This going. Then the other one goes what? This one's going like this. While the one in the middle is going, and the other piece is going. You seeing it now? You follow? What? And then this. That's why I'm Pharaoh.
Man, that's who designed that? But you and I would be in love with somebody too.
Listen to me.
Some shit like that. That's pretty badass.
I designed that.
Did you? Good job, man.
No, you don't understand what I created. A nuclear what?
Reactor.
Inside my what?
Like the Iron Man. Huh?
Chest. Okay? You understand?
Yeah. Wow.
Look. The shit's going like this. Watch. This way. That way. And then the other one comes on like this. And then this one comes on. And then the shit goes. These two go. This one comes over there and the other one goes over what?
Over there.
And then they start to go back what? And forth. Listen. Which then sends electrical currents up what? This way. Here and what? Here. And then these two connect to yet two more back what? There. That's doing the same shit on my original heart's what? Chakra. It's going on up here, here, and so I got that shit going on over here, then I got it going on the back of it, here and here. Okay, so watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which creates, listen, the inverted what? Pyramid.
Oh, okay.
What you see me in the picture of. Remember that picture I made?
Right.
Look, here, 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 and then over to the throat's what?
Chakra.
Chakra.
Yeah.
The throat's chakra, when I push, okay, all this shit is going like this. I don't use these all the what?
Time.
In fact, one of them are damaged. Because when I jumped out that window, I broke one here.
How do you fix something like that? I mean, the mono or? Yeah.
I fixed it all the what?
Time.
It's like having an engine that's not running that what?
That well.
But I can still turn it what?
Turn it on. Yeah.
When I do turn it on, that's when I can listen. On a bad day, nigga, what's inside of me is bigger than 3 football fields.
Yeah.
That's why, listen, check this out. Now watch. So, this is going, watch. This, that, this, and I have the fire in the what? Middle. With the inverted what pyramid, watch. That then, when I get to my throat's chakra, watch now, the throat chakra comes up to here.
Okay.
Where you can, I would be able to blow smoke in this ear and it would come out of what? when the shit's properly what?
Aligned.
Which is not easy to what? To do. Now what? When that shit's that way, the way you do that is you got to adjust the head like an and what? Tanner. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because when you do like this, you know when your ears are clogged.
Yeah.
One of my ears could be open, but the other one what?
No.
I got to get it to where both of them shits are what? Open. Then I push up yet again.
Are you still doing the short button?
I'm still going third what?
Okay.
Eye. Third eye is because I have a pyramid going from here. See it?
Mm-hmm.
And I have one going here. So that's the tetrahedron right what?
Right there.
You understand? Do you understand?
Yeah, I definitely understand.
Now watch.
Mm-hmm.
Then I push out of my crown what? Seat. Nigga, the kundalini comes out like a snake that goes, watch. The motherfucker's going what? And then the motherfucker will go, watch. Wrap itself around my neck like this and come up. You follow me?
Right.
That's what opens your third what?
Third eye.
You follow me?
Mm-hmm.
Now, your kundalini is like a snake that is more than one what? Snake.
Yeah.
Where once I gather control of it, then I can take it and watch. Send it up my spinal column into space. Or I can send it up my my spinal column into space, and then when I get up there, split the two. Whoop the one into what? Two. That then I can send one what? Back what?
Back down.
Down. You follow? And hold my position what?
Up there.
Up there, that's when I've connected with Grandpop's what? Neck. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And I do all of that shit right what? Here. Spinning one crown. You see? Because the crowns work like the what? Chakras. Okay, you understand?
Yeah. All right. Okay.
What? That you spin to the what?
Left.
Left. Nigga, when I spin it to the left, you will see me in the sky as the phoenix doing what? A literal bird of what? Fire, nigga.
I've heard more than one testament saying that they've seen you, shoot up in a green beam. One person, levitation.
Nigga, one time they was fucking with us, and I went to my mother's window and I yelled out the window. I said, "Yo, y'all want to fuck with us? You want to fuck with me? Watch what? This." Do you know what an Egyptian Kabbalah wheel is?
No.
I gotta find one. Not easy to what? It has a little man in the middle of it like this.
Okay. Like Kabbalah?
Kabbalah wheel, and it has Hebrew letter and writing on its outside. Run a search on it. You might get lucky. Go to images. Might get lucky. I've been looking for one for years now, because the one I had got wet and it ripped up.
Wow, I should be full right now.
I don't know if I want to tell all that. Like, in other words, we might put that in the university.
It could be a higher university.
Because it's like, I don't like people to know everything about my person like that.
Yeah, I got you.
You understand what I'm trying to say?
I understand.
That's not cool.
Sorry if I brought that out.
No. You can know. You can.